Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of Great Amrita Alumni Conclave on Jack of All Trades Life at Amrita. The Alumni Conclave is a full fledged virtual webinar series spearheaded by the shining alumni of Amrita. These sessions are planned as a platform for every engineering aspirant to gather valuable information on all aspects of engineering and to get to know the futuristic scope of the various streams of engineering. Today, we have with us Ms. Madhumitha S, Associate Software Developer, Robert Bosch Engineering and Business Solutions. She have completed her ECE from Amrita School of Engineering in the year of 2021. We also have Sudarsana Reddy Kuluru, Hardware Integrator, Robert Bosch Engineering. He have completed his triple from Amrita School of Engineering in the year of 2021. I'm really happy to welcome you both to today's session.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Before we actually start, I'd like to take a couple of moments to thank ma'am, sir, and everyone for giving us this great opportunity. And I'm sure we are very, very proud to say that Amrita is our alma mater. Before we actually dive into this, I would like to set a small context here. So those who are watching here, probably you can put down all the New Year resolutions that you have taken. And we would have definitely taken a lot of New Year resolutions, right? And I'm 99% sure that one of which would have eating healthy, going to gym, working out, being fit, and all those things. But a couple of months down the lane, we realized that we don't really follow that, right? Why is that? So upon pondering that, I realized we always associate salads or eating healthy and being fit with a negative connotation. We always associate it with being not so fun and something we cannot enjoy. Drawing a parallel between that and engineering or all the courses that are being offered here, I can say that if there are a lot of us who feel that scoring good points or good GPAs or good marks are always associated with being healthy and not actually enjoying it. So here I'm pretty sure Sudarsana and I are probably one good examples of how we had experimented with striking a balance between both having a good academic career at the same time enjoying anything and everything that was given to us. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of opportunities and avenues that were provided to us, and we made the best use of it. So here we are trying to break that stereotype of, if you are a nerd or someone who's extremely good at academics, you cannot enjoy the others, and also the vice versa. So we are here to tell you that you can have everything. You can literally be the jack of all trades. We have like around 5 to 6 major things that we would like to talk about. And the first thing is leadership. I know everyone keeps talking about leadership, improve your leadership, improve your leadership. I mean, if I don't have a team, whom will I lead, right? That is one of the questions we always keep asking. But leadership is always associated with leading. Even if you're able to lead yourself to some extent, that is a very good quality for a leader. Sudarsana, how do you think you were able to, be a good leader, and how were you able to see that in your academic growth or for the last 4 years that you were as an engineer?
Hey Madhu, hey, thank you. So yes, as Madhu was telling, it doesn't matter to have a team so that to gain leadership skills. Okay, it all does matters to how a lead. I mean, how we have to actually lead up these skills or lead the team is what a leadership skill is does actually tell you. So I would say, why do we require leadership skills? So it mostly empowers the work, or it brings the full potential in you to uh, give the academic, or I mean to give the best in your academics or whatever it is. And it does actually help you to make the decision in a full potential perspective, and it do provides a lot of focus, and it would drive the team forward if you are actually working in a team. So these are the important scenarios where leadership skills does matters in your corporate world or corporate scenario. So actually, how can you gain up all these skills? So we can actually does gain these skills by by volunteering for a few of the tasks, or even by actually teaching and sharing the information with one another. But as in when it comes to the scenario of a university or a college, let's say I was a class representative for our class triple E during my 2021, I mean 2017 to 21 batch. So I would say, I being a class representative, I have learned a lot of skills by participating in it. And one among the important skills that you have gained by being a class representative is leadership skill. So I would say by being a lead, I mean, class representative, you can actually gain a lot of benefits. So that would be like you can exercise by participating as a leader. You being a leader, okay, for the complete team, you have to actually bridge a gap between the faculty or the management to the student. So it is where you would be exercising your leadership skills, or it is where you would be exercising your communication skills mostly. So and how exactly you have to gather up the information and you have to put forward that to a management is where your sensitive the sensible skills would be started to go ahead. So I would say these are the skills that one can gain from being a student representative. And it do says that you can enhance your ideas, and it would even make your voice heard. So you would be the first person to raise the voice, and this would actually make you very good at being in the public speaking, or it might be even making you confident enough to do activities in the coming scenarios. And this is an important skill in the corporate, because as I was telling, this would actually bring a full potential in you, which would drive the team forward. So when a team goes forward and team becomes efficient enough, then the company looks for you. I mean, because it is you who is making the team efficient. So of course, and leadership skills does even make you not to gain up all the I would say the positive things and neglect the negative, because you have to be in a scenario where you have to take up the negative and you have to work for it and then go ahead. So I think Madhu also have gained up all the skills during her party by being a Kala member over there. So I hope Madhu, you can speak about how we can gain the skills even in the extracurricular activities.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sudarsana. I would like to take the point that you said. You talked about being sensitive as a leader, right? So, when being a leader, you might not always have a homogeneous mixture of people or team with your friends, rather, for that. You will have people from all places of life, all domains, and all aspects. So I was part of something called as DARA. DARA is a group of leaders from all the cultural and the technical heads of various clubs in our college. So I was leading the art club of the college, and there were a lot of members, especially in DARA. We had people from first year, second year, third year. We also had from fourth year. So you see that there are a good mixture of people from all the domains of life, all domains of life. And it is really important for a leader to navigate between all these people. So you should know how you should be able to handle yourself in various situations, and how you will be able to analyze and go through various problems and challenges that you would probably face just because of the diversity in the people that we have. So I think, as you said, sensitivity. Leaders should be extremely sensitive in the way they are communicating what they would like to communicate, so that it does not offend people from different places or different areas of life. And being a part of DARA has definitely given me a lot of opportunity to exercise my leadership skills. One important thing is communication. I was able to communicate between the students, between the DARA club, and also with the management. I was trying to strike a balance between both of them, with what was needed and what was actually being provided. And this way, we were able to gain wonderful insights on how you can actually grow as a person and grow as a leader in herself or himself. And one more important thing is I absolutely loved leading the club and also being a part of the club. I had two other members who were also there with me. We were all leading the club together, and we learned a lot from each other's leadership style. Being a part of a club with one or more leaders definitely helps you, opens up a lot of opportunities for you to understand what is his or her leadership style and what is your leadership style. As a leader, one more important quality is also to understand that you should be able to work with your fellow members or fellow leaders to lead the club to a greater good. That was something that I think I really hold close to my heart, and I still carry it forward from my place being in the college until now. And talking about communication, I'm sure, very, very sure, that communication is one of the integral parts of anyone's leadership style. So, Sudarshana, would you like to comment on that?
Yeah. So when it comes to the communication, one can actually gain the skill by giving a shot or by participating in various activities. Okay, one among such would be by having a public speaking skills. Okay, so when when a person actually do speak and do communicate his perspective or his idea to the public, it is where we are actually gaining up the communication skill. So public speaking can happen in a classroom or a workspace or public places as such. So I would say one can actually gain up all these public speaking skills, or let's say all by we can actually by participating in kalakriti. I mean, in Amrita we have much of activities like such as kalakriti, Amrita Kalanjali, all this. So one can actually be a part of them and then do all participate in these activities, and then can actually gain up this public speaking skills or the communication skills that I'm actually trying to convey. So I would say how is that one can gain by just I mean, how can one gain by doing this public speaking? It is where you would be actually learning how to excel yourself with the ideas that you are actually trying to convey, and you would gain the self confidence. So and then you would learn to communicate better in all the areas of your life. So and it is where you would actually manage the time. I mean, when you are given a time of an hour and you have to speak for something, you have to understand and do talk in an efficient manner. So this is where the communication skills actually does matters. So as a researcher or as a graduate engineer, one can actually gain this communication skills by even participating at various conferences or journals or presentations or conference presentations as such. So when I speak in an academic perspective, I being a graduate researcher in my college, so I have I have participated around 12. This is where I was actually gaining up my skills. That is where I was actually able to communicate my ideology or my research scenario to the public by participating at this conference. So it would mostly be in a presentation skills. So I would say you have to prepare the presentation and you have to understand what you have to represent yourself with the idea that you are having in your mind. So I would say one big skill that I have actually gained from by participating in all of this is that having the public speaking and having up this communication skills. So yeah, this is how I have attended the conferences and then have spoke about my research idea. And yes, this communication, I mean, we do actually gain a lot of skills other than having a communication skills and presentation skills. You would be even getting the network by being a part of the conferences. Okay, so I have talked about gaining up the communication skills in the perspective of academic. So let's hear from Madhumita how we can actually gain the same communication skills by participating at the various clubs and scenarios in our college. Yeah, over to you, Madhu.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Even I have been a part of a couple of conferences, and definitely, as you said, this communication skills which I have gained, though I may not be perfect or like 100% in this, I have definitely improved from what I was before, and I would probably improve in the future as well. Talking about various places where you can actually gain this communication skills. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say there is this one person who is very, very intelligent, extremely intelligent, super smart. But if he or she is not able to put out what he or she would like to tell, or if they're not able to communicate about a particular answer or particular theory properly, then one important part is being missed, right? I mean, they would not be able to carry forward their knowledge to the entire world. Communication is very, 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 very essential for any sphere of life for that matter. So I was this person when I was in 12th. I was super studious, and I all I ever did was to study, study, study. I almost scored a perfect score in my 12th mains and even advanced, and I ended up in this beautiful college, and I am super grateful actually to be here. In fact, because here I felt that my growth was wholesome, and it was I have grown as a person in probably all spheres of my life. Specifically to communication, I realized that I was a very silent and a very introverted person, and I was really not able to tell people what I felt, and even if it was wrong or right, or if there was some change in the theory or some research or something, anything for that matter. That's when I realized communication plays a very significant role in my life and probably in everyone's life, and I had to hone that. One of the avenues that I saw was Toastmasters. Toastmasters International is an international organization which primarily focuses on public speaking, leadership, and networking skills. So being a part of Toastmasters definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for me to learn and improve my public speaking skills. and communication skills on the whole. You might now ask, what public speaking skills? Are you going to go up to the stage every day and talk to a group of 100? No. It definitely gave me the confidence to speak to even one single person or probably speak to all those who are watching here. Communication is so important that probably without that, we might never be able to convey what we would like to convey. As a student, as a graduate researcher, or a professional, or a student from class 12th and 11th, or probably even a master student who's doing their PG or probably greater than that, it is very, very important for us to have a very sound communication skills. Communication need not be super excellent like a lot of other celebrities that we see on TV shows. But if we have that minimum amount of communication where we are able to clearly communicate what we want to tell without any, offending people and be able to put out what we actually think, I think that covers up pretty much everything that we would actually need. So communication, I personally learned through Toastmasters. Also, there are various other avenues like even in our college, there are a few clubs which are specially dedicated to speaking, literature, and writing, and various other things. These are very good opportunities for us to go and check out to improve our soft skills, as well as we also have various avenues for our technical knowledge as well. And speaking of Toastmasters and conferences and research, one important thing which Sudarsana already touched upon is networking. We see again, if you look at any inspiring speeches or motivational speeches on how you should prepare yourself for the future, we see that they always talk about networking. Build your network, build your network, build your network. I mean, what is it? What are you going to do with your network? Networking is again one of the important pillars of your life, because as you move ahead into the real world after your college, or probably if you're moving into for higher studies, universities, or if you're getting into a corporate world, you will have to build your network. Your net worth is directly proportional to your net work. I'm sure that resonates with you as well, Sudarsana. Would you like to elaborate on that as well?
Yeah, Madhu. That net worth actually reflects the network. So I would probably enhance what she was trying to put up over there. And as I was a part of various clubs, even at the college, the most important thing that I was actually looking upon was actually building up my network. So I was a part of IEEE clubs, and then even the normal handball team and everything. So where it is most important scenario is how you can actually build up the network in every perspective of your college. Okay, so when you do actually participate at one conference, as I was speaking about the conferences, so the most important thing that one can gain is public speaking and communication skills. But the most important skill that one gains from it is networking. Okay, so as I would actually want to give you one example. Okay, so let's say you being at a Bangalore and you're doing a research activity in the domain of VLSA. Maybe VLSA might be a word which known to many of you. So let's be even pretty much into the domain of laptop. So you're doing something in your laptop and you're actually doing some research in this perspective of this domain, and you want to actually enhance this perspective to everyone around the world. So you would present that, let's say, at the conference in China. So in China, when you actually go and present your presentation or present your research activity, there would be many of people coming up from around the globe. So it would be from USA or any asset. So I know there's a person from California who have actually asked me a question that how did you actually enhance this efficiency in in this domain. So I would be actually answering him. So if he or she is actually understanding my situation or solution, and they actually get interested in me on the research activity, so when I actually go to the California and actually put up a call to him or her now, so they would reciprocate in a very positive way and tell, "Ki, yeah, you are good at this. So we would actually give you an opportunity to work in the company." So this is how the networking actually goes in line. So I would say by participating at various conferences, I have actually built up a pretty much good network. And as Madhu was focusing on how she have built a good networking by participating in the Toastmasters, that we both would get benefited when we go out of the college and say that, yeah, we are a part of this so and so club, we are part of this conference. So that's how we can actually get up into the corporate world. Okay, so I was actually given a reviewer for a various journals. So one among it is International Journal of Energy Research, which is a really publication. So at the being age of 21, I getting a reviewer. I mean, I being a reviewer for journals. I know journal review is little high, And I mean, we were all sure that the professors would be actually being an author or co-author of a journal, and I being a reviewer, it's a great opportunity. I would take it. So this has been, I mean, I have achieved this opportunity by just building up the network from the college that I was actually studying, which is Amrita School of Engineering, Bangalore. So that too, the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering is an amazing department which have given me this opportunity. So, and I have published various papers. So one among scenario was there's a guy who have contacted me asking about my research article. How did you actually do this? I want to actually contact you in person and want to pursue this domain. So I felt very happy that during my junior year I got this from another students from the colleges like JNTU and all. It was like good for me. And then later on, a master student from Iran have contacted me asking how we can actually proceed along and to get the perspectives of my domain. And he was actually literally asking me, can we actually do it together? So this is where I felt very happy. I being a undergraduate student and getting a appreciation and actually asking the doubts from a master students. I mean, master students coming to me and approaching and asking up the doubts. I felt very happy. This happiness you would feel when you actually gain up this networking. Probably every one of you here can actually gain this networking skills just by participating in one or the other club or one or the other conferences, and that you can actually gain by just coming to the college. So this is where I would say the important networking skill, probably among all the skills that we would talk, the networking skill and the communication skills are the most important skills. And I think Madhu would of course would divert you to the networking skills because she's a department head or the district head for the Toastmasters club. So I think, yeah, Madhu, you can go ahead and tell how that has been enhance your life.
Thank you so much, Sudarsana. Congratulations to you, and I'm super proud that you were approached by so many other scholars, research scholars from across the globe. That is not a small thing; it's a huge, huge feat. Also, I'm not a district head and all. I'm serving as a district officer in one of the Toastmasters districts. So, not getting too technical into Toastmasters hierarchy, I would just like to say that Toastmasters is a very, very good avenue for me or for anyone to improve their networking skills. I'll give you one simple example. So we are all under one area, which means there would be around 4 to 5 clubs in that area, and around 20-25 odd clubs will come under one division. So the clubs that are present, you can always look up in Google and you can always see the top MNCs, top Fortune 500 MNCs, top 100 MNCs all have a Toastmasters club. And when you are a Toastmaster, you would be able to reach to all these clubs and attend their meetings. So being a Toastmaster, I was able to attend various companies' meetings and various clubs. And this gave me a lot of opportunity to interact with the working professionals there. So as a student, my primary goal in the college was to get into the corporate world for a good period of time. So I gained knowledge of that. And that was my primary goal as a college student. And I think the networking that I had, especially with Toastmasters and various other conferences even that I went, definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for me to go and interact with these members. Definitely speaking with other members and corporates and working professionals who are of different working experience gave me very, very different perspectives on what life is or what corporate life is or what a research scholar's life is. This way I was able to understand that it is not just one point of view that you would be looking at, but there are various other things that you would be always eligible to, and you can always go and check that out. So, for example, I met with this one person, and this person holds a very, very high position in one of the corporate clubs that he is a part of. And this way, I was able to gain a lot of insight on how you will have to be on being a good corporate, a software developer. I am a software developer right now, and they have definitely helped me, or mentored me on navigating through the corporate world. Because when you are thrown into the real world, you definitely would not have a lot of experience on what to do and what not to do, right? And I gained a lot of mentors and guides who would help me whenever I had, hiccups and challenges or hurdles that I used to face into the real world now. My father used to say, till your college, everyone would be would be on almost the same level as you are, around 22, 23, or something like that. But once you step into the corporate world, you get access to literally so many people with so many different levels of work experience or age. You will see people who are extremely good at technical side. There will be people who are extremely good in management. Then you would see people from all ages of life, and that is when you would need a lot of guidance and help and mentoring. And through this networking skills, I was able to get that. And at one point or the other, I also realized that this improved the way I saw the world and how I would be able to, change my perspectives and get accustomed to how it actually is. This was more like a reality check for me, and also definitely, if there is anything, I can always reach out to my network for any guidance or mentoring, or even for that fact, even my achievements and accomplishments would also reach to a great extent. With that, as Sudarsana already said, I think networking and communication are like the two most important pillars for anyone as a student or a working professional, because that is going to determine your worth. Your attitude determines your altitude, and similarly, your networking and your communication would definitely serve as important parts of your attitude. And moving ahead, just part of lots and lots and lots of clubs. And there would definitely be times where we would be so overwhelmed, and probably at night, I'm sure Sudarshana here would agree, at 9 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, we just come lay on our bed and we'll be like, oh, I am so done. I need some sleep. So that is when we realize that even with all those things, we never actually quit. We always were a part of 4 to 5 clubs. We always were a part of 4 to 5 things at the same time. And that important thing that kept us going, we realized, was motivation. Particularly, this motivation was internally driven. And this thing, I don't think we got it. We definitely got a lot of them, a good dosages of that from outside. But this internal motivation is one of them, I would say, integral parts of us moving through the entire 4 years of BTech life. So Darshana is already smiling. I think he has a lot of things to talk about that here. Over to you, Darshana.
So as she was saying, the motivation is what it has keep us to participate in various clubs, and as she was telling, it is true. When it is a, I mean, every day we would have this time where we would say, yeah, we have done a lot of work. We'll just chill out for some time, and then we'll lay out on the bed. Okay, so I think that's the most daily activity that we would say. But at the end of the day, we would end up participating in lots of activities, and that too, I don't know, even after actually having a lot of a stress day, at the end of the day we would even sit and do the academic work and do participate, and then actually we would even think how we have to enhance our networking by even participating in more of the activities that we want to do in the future. So I would say probably one among that is motivation, I mean, which keeps us stable, and which keeps us actually motivated, and ask us to participate even more. And I know that is like kind of a greedy thing that one will get when at a certain particular point of time, that why the hell are we actually even doing much of the activities. But yeah, it is important. And a good example is that when you actually go for your masters in your future, right? So you have to be getting your letter of recommendations. That is where it plays a very important role. Okay, when you be a part of various activities at your college, and you know what, Amrita have ranked 5 in the complete India. So when you get a letter of recommendation from such kind of a university, it is where it would add or aid a lot of value to your profile. So I'm sure about it, how you it would actually aid up the value to your profile. But gaining up the letter of recommendations from a good professors is where you have to be working at them. You have to be constantly contacting them in every weekend, or I would say twice in a month. So this is where your extracurricular activities or being motivated does actually help. So I think Madhu would have been actually part of this motivation skills. I think during her sophomore or junior year, I'm sure she would have been came across through much of hurdles. I think let's hear from Madhu, then we would go upon mine. I think Madhu, could you just elaborate how this skills have, I mean, motivation have actually been a part of your complete life?
Absolutely, yes, definitely. So there is this famous quote that I read. It's not exactly a quote, but rather like a small meme, like where they say, if you are an engineer, you will definitely be able to do anything and everything that is thrown. Life gives you lemons, make a lemonade. I'm sure as engineer, we would probably make a lemon tart and lemon pie itself. So as an engineer, we are inbuilt to multitask, right? So even with the all those academics and all the clubs that were there. And I was someone who used to be there in almost 4 to 5 clubs, of which one of the major parts of my daily routine was being a part of a sports club. And I was so I'll start off with my routine. I'll just quickly go over it. Morning 5:30 I used to wake up. We used to have a fitness from 6 to 7:30 ish, and post which we would come get ready, and our college starts at around 8 o'clock or something like that, and our college gets over by 3:30. Post This was in the offline scenario, right? So after that is done, we would have a lot of club meetings. Like I used to go attend the Toastmasters club meetings, or I also was working on one of the projects, and I was working on one of the research papers. And we used to also have my Dara meetings or Kala club meetings. Immediately after which, I was part of the basketball team, and post which I would also be working on my fitness, and I was also part of one of the athletics teams as well. So by the time all of them are completed, when I'm totally done with everything, it will be around 8:30 in the night, and I would be super tired. There were so many times when I felt like, as you said, why am I doing all these things? I mean, why? But at the end of the day, I realized without having any of these, I don't think my life would have been complete. And I felt that all of them played a very, very unique part in my growth on the whole. So, fitness for my health, and communication skills, leadership skills from one of the clubs, and my artistic skills on literally the art club, and my academic or intellectual knowledge from the research and the project that I was doing. So this way, I knew that everything that I did had a meaning to it. This internal motivation was definitely driven, and even though I was tired, extremely tired, super exhausted by the end of the day, I realized that maybe without all these things, I wouldn't have enjoyed my college life as of now. Though the last few months definitely went into COVID and we were online, I wouldn't say I am not satisfied with my college life. In fact, anything, I'm super satisfied with my college life, completely owing to the fact that we were there in a lot of these things, and it was completely driven, and we were very motivated to do that as well. We had motivations, we had people, friends, and people like Sudarsana, also a lot of friends who motivated us throughout. Even I think day before yesterday when we were calling, no, yesterday night only, we were calling whether I was one of the things in my life, and he said, it's okay, I'm sure you will do amazing in your life. That one sentence is what kept me going, and I was fortunate enough to have a lot of friends and who helped me through the tough times. So motivation plays a very, very important role in anyone's life, and as an engineer, it's very, 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 very important. I stressed it on like 4 or 5 times with very. So yeah, Sudarsana, would you like to comment on this?
Yeah, Madhu. So it goes the same with Madhu. Actually, she is the most important one, I would say, who have been motivating her. When I was actually being at the work, and when I actually need to work till late nights, 2 and 3. She's the one who used to tell you it is just for a day or two. You can do it. You have been doing a lot of stuff in the college. What is it for you? So I think having friends like Madhumita, and I am sure you would gain lot many friends in your college when you actually hit the university. And as she was telling, for an engineer, motivation is most important scenario, or the thing that one has to be motivating yourself in every perspective of your complete undergrad. Okay, so I would take a example. During my 8th semester, I would say, the final semester, I have been a part of the project, which is actually the final year project one everyone have to do, and I have to actually do the internship. So I was actually placed at Robert Bosch in the September 2020 only. So I was actually given an opportunity to participate the internship at the Robert Bosch, and I was even being a part of a student exchange program. Yes, so you heard right. So there's a lot of opportunities that one can get by being a part of Amrita, is that you can actually be a student exchange. Or exchange student from Amrita to various universities such as UC Irvine. You have a lot many universities over there, NIU Chicago, and you can even be a part of an Italy universities. So Amrita is very good at in this program. I mean, especially in this program, because this is where it actually gives you a amazing networking and amazing profiles for your masters or for your college or for your any perspective in the future. I mean, if I want to actually do a job in US, and they would be probably asking you, do you actually have any kind of experience being here in US? Of course, when you be in part of an exchange program, yes, you would be one. So I would say I was actually handling all these three things parallelly, and I was doing my research articles. And as Madhu was telling, even being in the online mode, we were a part of many clubs actually. I don't know, Amrita had given this opportunity, and I being a class representative, I would say parallel I was doing 5 activities, and within 24 hours I have to even enjoy my time with my family, and I have to actually watch movies and series, of course, right? So one has to enjoy them and be with friends. So these many activities in one moment is a very hard hurdle or a task, okay, but that has been achieved with a efficient manner only because that friends and myself motivating at every moment. Okay, so even I have been a part of the lab activities and all that. So it all does actually strengthens your determination and perseverance for anything to overcome the engineering problem that you would face in the coming days. So I would say this motivation skills would be gained by from the subjects like soft skills that one would teach in our curriculum. Okay, so where you can actually easily understand that motivation is the key role which is maintaining you. So I would say probably as Madhu was telling and I was also telling, this motivation has kept us to do all these things. And even in the yesterday's call, we were thinking and we are talking about all this stuff. And I'm sure you would be able to overcome all these hurdles in your future. And I'm not, I'm probably telling you, you would be reaching your milestones within like a sophomore year. I would say that might be an achievement for every one of you, because right now, Amrita is having a lot many opportunities at the earlier stage. Okay, so when it comes to this motivation and the other important skill that one has to gain actually to be a better person is that having the teamwork skill. Okay, so alone we can do something, but when we are actually be a part of a team, I think we can do a lot much, and we can actually gain much of the scenarios. Okay, so I heard a quote that teamwork begins by building a trust. And I'm sure the teamwork plays the integral part of your complete life. And I think let's hear the insights about the teamwork from Madhumita, and then we'll continue about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I hear about team, the very first thing that comes to my mind is team, the full form for that. Together, everyone achieves more. I mean, how true is that? Obviously, when you are alone, when you are an independent person, you definitely achieve both. But when you have a team who support you throughout and who can push you to cross your comfort zones and get to places where you thought wasn't even possible. I think teamwork is one of the essential parts of being a complete engineer, I would say. So we talked about leadership, right? So how would you become a leader? Would you just jump onto a team and then tell them, hey, I'm going to lead you now? That is not really a leader, right? It is a monarchy. You can't just go around subjecting them to all your commands and whims and wits. But as a team leader, it is very, very important for you to be a team player as well. So being a team player means that you will have to coordinate, compromise, and get things done, because at the end of the day, as a team, you all have one common goal that you would like to achieve. I can give you one very, very famous example. So when we say team, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? I'm pretty sure some or the other team sports come to our mind, right? So I was part of this basketball team. And one more thing that I would like to tell here is that if you have seen the series Suits, there is this conversation between Mike Ross and Harvey Specter. Mike Ross asks Harvey Specter, "Did you quit?" He says, "I quit every goddamn day, but I kept going forward and forward." I think that is the case with any teamwork or any person for that matter. Being a part of a sports especially tells you that you go through a lot of rigorous training and you go through a lot of ups and downs. Not every tournament that you go, not every match that you go, you would win. Sometimes you lose so pathetically that you get screwed, you get scolded by the captain towards the end, right? But in the end, we all stuck together, and that was because the sense of unity, the sense of team. So that sense, when you are a part of team, is something very, very unique. This I have a lot of references for this topic. I don't know for why. Another thing that comes to my mind is in Chakte India's that cafe scene, right? So one person bullies one of the ladies, and as a team, all these members from the hockey team, they go and they put that guy, not like put that guy down as such, but they make sure that they all come together as a team. So when you move on to the real world or the corporate life, or even if you're going for masters, you see that when you're writing your SOPs, I'm sure Sudarsana can comment on that as well. And also when you are getting into the corporate world, one of the very, very important aspect is they see how you are in a team. Because whatever project it is, whatever thing that you're working on, whatever task it is, you will definitely have a lot of dependencies with probably one or the other project that are there. You will not be an autonomous body where you would not need any other support from the others. If you are a part of team, it is very, very important for you to understand that together it is important for us to achieve a common goal, and whatever we are doing should be towards that. And being here, you would definitely be given a lot of opportunities to improve that. Not only this, I think Sudarshana could also comment on various aspects of teamwork in terms of the academic side and how we are all a part of projects. And in our fourth year, we would be a part of like 4 to 5, a group of 2 to 3, and that is again a team. If it is more than two, it is a team. Even if it is two, it's a team. If it is more than one, it is a team. It's important for us to understand that as a person, we will have to be a leader. We will also have to be a team person to actually move through and navigate through our life. Darshana, over to you to comment more on this.
Yeah, Madhu. So as she was, telling about how teamwork would be gained by participating in the sports and everything, I'm sure everyone knows about it. But yeah, as she was telling, even we can gain the same by being a part of various projects, and I would say various I mean, like, see, since you're starting off the college, okay, so during your first semester you would be a part of many projects. I think in one of the branch was this artificial intelligence where I have actually came through. So even from the first semester they were actually being a part of various projects in their college. So this is where I would say the team skills does matter, or teamwork does actually give you kind of beneficial. Okay, I mean, if you are a part of a project with a team of two or three, na, so then and there you would be understanding how to manage the team and how you have to present yourself done the complete work. Let's be honest. Okay, you have done the work, and you have a team of 2 to 3 people in your group, and you have to present the work that you have done. So if you tell that this is the work that I have done, this is work that he have done, now this is where you are not actually concentrating on the term we. So in a teamwork, we is a terminology which everyone have to understand and have to tell perfectly. I mean, when I say we have done the work, it says that you are being a part of a team and you are representing the team as a whole. So these kind of a skills that you can actually gain by being a part of various projects. And I still remember I was a part of this literature elective in my sophomore year. So where I have been a part of I mean, I have to do a skit. Okay, so you can do this skits, and you can be a part of projects, you can be part of technical presentations. And as Madhu was telling, in the final year, you would be a part of your final year project, okay, where it might go to 2 to 5 people. So if it is a practical project where you have to be a part of the PhD scholars and everyone. So you have to understand how you have to work with a PhD scholar. I mean, see, as an example, you being an undergrad, you would know little knowledge, and then a PhD scholar of course does know a lot of knowledge. So you have to bridge the gap. How can you actually bridge the gap? So by just being a member of a team and knowing the team work skills, you can go ahead and enhance your project, and you can actually achieve a greater height just by knowing these all the skills, like right from the leadership, communication, networking, I would say this motivation, which is important key role, or the integrity of the complete life, and having up this teamwork. I think all this together would make you reach your heights within your 2 to 3 years of your studies, and by the end of your undergrad, I'm sure you would be reaching your goals, and you would be even setting up the newer goals in the coming days. So I would say all these five skills that we have talked, I think Madhu might actually extend by just giving some insights if she wants to add up to this points. I think Madhu, you can go ahead and tell what are the other skills that you would say that are important.
Yeah, Sudarsana, thank you. Yeah, Sudarsana, thank you. I don't think I have any other that I would like to add, but I would like to circle back to the very first thing that we talked about, right? Salad, or we could just take a nutritional bowl. We would see that there is a good portion allocated to the carbs and good portion for the proteins and vegetables and nutrients, good portion for fats as well. So drawing a parallel between that and this, all these are very, very important. As you already rightly said, leadership, communication, networking, motivation, and teamwork are the five most important pillars, at least according to me, as you build your profile throughout. You would also be concentrating on your academics. At the same time, you would also be growing with all these side soft skills that we have. If you could clearly see that there was a demarcation between the academic perspective and the extracurricular perspective told by Sudarsana and myself respectively. So it is not something that is restricted to the academics in itself or restricted to the extracurricular in itself. We do not put them on two opposite ends of the spectrum, but they are all together. They are both sides, two sides of one coin, and they are very, very important to build you, to grow you as a whole person. With that, that is it from my side. Thank you so much to Sudarsana, and I can hand it over to Lisa ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Much, Sudarshan, and thank you so much, Madhumita, for a wonderful session. I'm sure that students had a great time listening to your life at Amrita. Thank you for sharing all your experiences at Amrita, and really happy to see that you all are at really good positions, and Amrita had a part in your life to play. So, really happy for that. So, thank you everyone for watching us today. So, we'll see you all for another episode of Great Amrita Alumni Conclave. Till then, have a good day.
Thanks a lot, mom. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great day.